On an adventure today.
Yeah, this thing's fully erect too.
She's stuck up in the air and what is it? Crank but no start, or won't crank.
Yeah.
But we'll bring y'all along for the
Forward but no run, something like that. I don't know.
typical, but see what we can do here.
We got a something but no something, so we got to figure it out.
It was crunking until it didn't crank, and then it just didn't.
Once it don't crunk no more, then we don't know what it's doing.
So this is, I think, a 2005 6-liter.
Hey guys, we checked the oil because of the lean we're on right here, and the oil's on the uphill side, so we're seeing oil on the dipstick. This ground clamp was loose. We got it tightened up. We're seeing oil on the motor, but that may or may not be old. That may be old business. All right, spin her over, see what you got.
Little click, but no starter solenoid sound.
Okay, no starter solenoid. So again, guys, y'all know from watching the channel, we're 7'3" guys. We gotta look around and see. This is gonna be a weird video. We're gonna be kind of stumbling around. We will come back to you in a minute. We're back at it. Tristan's over here cleaning terminals. The guys told us they tried jump starting the truck and they couldn't get any fire. I used my load tester right here, and we battery tested the batteries while we had them off. They're testing good. And on you know, the late 7.3s and the early 6.0s, you have this wire right here with this little prong you can tap on the hot, and it's the signal wire going from the key ignition switch to the starter, and we're getting a faint little spark here, and nothing. So we don't know if it's the starter. But
terminal's cracked. Yeah.
We got cracked terminals. We had a loose ground on this side, a loose hot on this side, a corroded ground on this side. So we're just straightening all that out. And also we want to get battery power because we want to try and get that boom down, because we can't really tow the truck with the boom up. So anyhow, that's where we at as of right now. And if that terminal's cracked, it won't get tight. I got vice grips in the truck here. So what I did is I dug around, unlocked the boxes, and we have a control box for the lower controls, which are here to operate the boom when there's no operator in it. I'm not going to pick up the camera because you'll be in the sun. So once we get some batteries, if we can't get it started, we're at least going to try and operate this and get the boom folded back down. And that way, if nothing else, we can get a wrecker to come. But we're going to keep plugging away. Some of you guys that are 6.0 guys probably going to be yelling at the screen for us to check certain things, but we're doing what we can with what we got.
The starter to make all right guys, well, we're getting power to the starter, but we can't get it to turn over. We're also getting no Fickum startup on ignition there. Normally you'd hear the fuel injectors cycle one time, and we're not getting that. We did find a short to ground on the body here. They have 2 batteries backup for the boom, and the emergency box on the lower controls ain't working. Yes, sir.
Put some swag. Also, the lower control box for the boom is not working. We jumped the power and got the electric pump working, but the box is not controlling it. So there we are. Dead starter, possible no Fickum, and burnt fuse. That's all we got so far. We'll let y'all know when we find out some more.
Well, at least you can holler for some help way up there. You can, you know,
Lord Jesus.
Signal a plane or something. I don't know.
And we're going to try and put that under there. I think we got Fickum problems, so I don't think that's going to help, but maybe we can get the boom down, which will be some progress. So we're gonna try that. I don't want to get under there and film the starter thing, so we're just gonna swap it out, hook the batteries back up, and see what happens. All right. All right, guys, while I'm getting ready for some heating and beating and grinding and winding this morning, I wanted to give y'all do a little housekeeping. We're on the 6.0 truck you've been watching, where we went to rescue it with the boom being up. We got so excited when that truck fired up that we did not end up getting a extra shot for that truck. So basically we were thinking that we weren't getting the buzz from like an injector buzz on the 6.0. So we were thinking that it very well could be something electronic or computer related that was not giving us that buzz. So we were kind of expecting, once we figured we had power all the way to the starter and we weren't getting anything from the starter, we knew the starter had to be bad, and even though it was a fairly new one, we swapped all of that out. And I was at the back controls when Tristan went to crank the truck over, and we were totally figuring that we were going to have to just spin the truck and try and, with the PTO on, and try and lower the boom down. At least that way the truck would be movable. Can't really get down the road with the boom 20 foot in the air. So, but to our surprise, put the starter on, put the key in, we went to bump it a time or two to see what the starter was doing, and next thing you know, the damn thing's running. So basically all we ended up doing was folding the boom back down to the cradle, firing the truck up, and getting her out of there. It was hot as all get out, and we were just happy to have a running truck. We got the boom down, the truck was still running, the numbers looked good on the scanner, on the gauges, fluids were good. We hauled ass with it. So we got it back to the house and checked it out a little bit, and then that was it. They picked it up the next day and went to work. So you'll find out in the next video on this truck, which I have to shoot an extra for as well, what the probable cause was of why this truck died out in the first place. But you have to watch that one. So I think that one's going to be on the 6.0 radiator swap video. So that'll be pretty much right behind this one, I believe. But that pretty much told us why it stalled out and shut down in the first place, which is also what probably contributed into them cranking and cranking and cranking on it, which killed the starter, and so forth and so on. So other than the couple of grounds and the hots that were loose on the battery and that kind of stuff, we had power all the way down to the starter. When you'd hit the key, the test light would light up on the starter, but you'd get no response from the starter. Starter was bad. Let's swap the starter, crank it up, try and operate the PTO whether the truck cranks or not, get the boom down, turned into firing up, driving the truck home. So I wish I had a more glamorous extra, but that's how it goes sometimes. You get lucky, and when you get lucky, you pick up your stuff and haul ass home for the air conditioning. All right, guys, if you like what we're doing, like what you're seeing, give us a comment, let us know what you think, show us what you're working on. We're always interested to see what everybody else is doing as well. So hit us up in the comment section if you'd like to. Other than that, we'll see y'all on the next one.